Hello, good day. It's good day for you, but probably this is good evening for me. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another lesson. Actually, this one lesson. The lesson hasn't begun yet. What we're doing is a continuation of the previous lesson. So the lesson hasn't started yet. But let's jump right into it. So the last lesson, so there's no theme because we've not started a lesson yet. This is not a lesson. This is a continuation of the previous lesson. Stay with me. So the last lesson we did, all right, we give me a second. We sorry, the first lesson we learned about verbs, all right. We learned about what verbs are. Then we learned about a special kind of verb, be, that was different and had other forms. In that lesson, we also learned how to use those other forms, which are am, is, and are. And we learned how to use those other forms of the verb be, B-E-B. So we learned in the previous lesson that there's the verb be is different. Verbs only talk about states of being or actions. So what we're going to virtually continue this lesson is we're going to learn how to differentiate or know which verbs you know what, let's just jump right into it. You virtually see as we move on. So action verbs are basically verbs that tell actions, right? Dancing, playing, jumping, skipping, right? And the verb be, all right, we learned in the previous lesson that the verb be is different. What we're also about to learn in this lesson is that there are verbs that tell state of being, B-E-I-N-G. Don't worry, don't get confused. We'll get there, and you understand it very soon. So sometimes let's just begin. Sometimes an action verb needs help from another verb called a helping verb. Now these are the examples of helping verbs we have. We have am, are, be, been, can, could, did, do, does, had, has, have, is, may, might, must, shall, should, was, were, will, and would. Why did I say that so weird? Would. Will. Sorry. Will and would. Okay, let's just get that right. All right. So these are helping verbs. This is how we're going to apply them. All right. So I have a little test. Well, it's not really a test, but you just watch. We're going to identify the action verb in all of these sentences below, and we're going to choose the best helping verb and write it down, or probably put it in the blanks so you understand how helping verbs work. Notes. Let's get the difference. These helping verbs are the ones I just read out to you. Now, action verbs are the ones that tell actions, what an individual subject is doing at a particular time in whatever sentence it is. So action verbs are your typical verbs, dancing, jumping, blah 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 blah. Then we have helping verbs like I just listed: am, are, be, being, can, could, did, do, does, had, has, have, is, may, might, must, shall, should, was, were, will, and would. All right, so let's start with this sentence very quickly. Jasmine's family dash planning a recycling project. Now the action verb in here is automatic. Planning is the action verb. All right, let me underline that. Planning is the action verb right there. All right, that's the action in the sentence. Now we're supposed to choose a helping verb. So is, had, and are, which can all be found here, are verbs. These are verbs that indicate state of being. We learned in the previous lesson that verbs are let me refer to our definition real quick. Verbs name actions or state of beings. Verbs name actions or state of being. All right, so these are the verbs that indicate state of being. Let's just come back to the sentence. So the helping verb in this sentence is going to be, let's read the sentence again. Jasmine's family dash planning a recycling project. Now the options we have here is, had, and are. All right, so let me explain how this is going to work. Jasmine's family. So that sounds a bit like plural, because when you hear family, you think, we're talking about more than one person. However, the word family has been used to identify the people, or to group, to group the people who are being described as family members of Jasmine. So the word family has been used to group them: mother, father, grandfather, whoever it could be. All right. So even though family sounds of family, when you hear family, it's talking about more than one person. The word family has grouped all of them, so Jasmine's family becomes a singular something. So in this blank, it's supposed to be is. Jasmine's family is planning a recycling project. So the correct answer here is. Let's move on to 2. They. Now, they is a pronoun. Stay with me, because this is very easy to understand, but you can easily get confused. Jasmine's family. Family is a word, and that word is used to this group a particular number of people. All right, that are related by blood or whatever you wish to, however you wish to define it. Now, they is a pronoun. They is a pronoun. So even though we're talking, it's one word over here, they is a pronoun that is talking about more than one person. So they is plural. So they are, because we use are when we're talking about plural or more than one thing. We learned that in the previous lesson. So they are talking to their neighbors. Let's move on to question 3. Mr. Chavez look for old newspapers and magazines. Now, if you, let's go on. Chavez look for old papers and magazines. So the options we have here are will, do, and where. Mr. Chavez is singular, so Mr. Chavez will look for old newspapers and magazines. So let's put that in there. W-E-R-E, where. 4. The Triple S children gathering bags to collect plastic bottles. And the options we have here are should, are, and did. Triple S children are definitely referring to more than one person, a group of people, and so the proper helping verb here is are. A-R-E. There's no assignment to this. I'm virtually doing it for you. I want you to understand how we decide which one goes for what. When it's plural, when it's singular, when we're talking about, understand how it works. Okay, so moving on. 5. Jasmine, Jasmine here. Jasmine open a juice stand to keep us cool and refreshed. So the options here are have, was, and might. Okay, so have is going to be used for plural, and Jasmine is definitely not plural. We're going to use was for something that happened in the past, and we're talking about something that obviously is happening now or might happen now. Then the next action, helping verb we have here is might. So we have have, was, and have, was, and might. So the correct helping verb to fill in this blank is might. M-I-G-H-T. So I hope you are seeing how the sentences now read once we put in the helping verbs. They make a lot more sense. And this is how, your speech should be. You should know when to put the right verb at the right place. Let's finish these sentences, shall we? So we have 6. Mrs. Frimpong said she drive us to the recycling center. Will drive us to the recycling center. She said she be drive us to the recycling center. She drive us to the recycling center. So the appropriate helping verb here is would. W-O-U-L-D, would. So there we go. That's basically it. That is basically it. All right. So that is it. Before we go, I want us to identify these action verbs over here in the in the sentences. Sorry, there's something wrong here. I've identified something wrong over here. this is Shamus. Will. Sorry. Will look for old newspapers and magazines. So over here, look is our action verb. Gathering is our action verb. Open in here is our action verb. Drive also is our action verb. So basically this is it. I've discovered why I kept stumbling, because we left one sentence over here out. So there's a sentence over here that I've ignored. I now get why I've been shifty. Okay, so the seventh sentence is right here. This is the seventh sentence. We respect our planet. We have respect our planet. We must respect our planet, and we are respect our planet. So the appropriate helping verb over here is must. All right, so let's just put that in there. M-U-S-T, must. We must respect our planet. And then our action verb here is respect. So let's underline that. So finally, this is the end of this lesson. As usual, if you don't understand anything, you can always email or type in the comment section, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye.